thank you for dropping by here at Targeted West. I hope you're doing well, and I hope you enjoy the show.
From across the country and around the world, a weekly targeted individual conference call focused on support, discussion, and the fourth industrial revolution, featuring a special TI Book Club segment. This is Targeted West, and here's your host, DJ Chris. The opinions expressed by participants are their own and not necessarily those of Targeted West.
Here we are, 85 degrees in Lodi, here in beautiful California, USA. It is the 5th month, 10th day of 2026. This is show number 211, and we're here with a whole bunch of people already that have already logged in for the show, because they know we start real early, right at 6 o'clock every time. You can pretty much set your watch to me. That's the way I am. I'm a clock person. I set everything to timing, so it works out for you, because you get to hear this on the recording, plus you get a show to enjoy both on the recording and both in person. You can't beat that. So tonight is open mic, so you're free to speak if you've got anything to add to the targeting solutions for the targeting program we're in. That would be great. At 6:30 or 6:45 is a TI Book Club, and we have a book of the week for that segment, so stay tuned for that. I hope you're all doing well. It's open mic, so if you'd like to come on in, interrupt me anytime. But anyway, I was going to talk about a few things at Targeted West. We still have a book club, which will be on later. TI Book Club has been around informally for 10 years and formally just in the last 4. And we found one time we had a chance to put a book club on Amazon, but they flaked out and they never did it. So I did a search on the internet and found bookclubs.com. So if you want to join the book club and you're listening to this or watching this recording, go to bookclubs.com/TI Book Club/join, and you can join the 229 people that are now members of the club. If you want to keep in touch with me and see what's going on with me, which unfortunately sometimes I rant about stuff going on in my life, so you got to put up with me. But most of the time, my newsletters are pretty informative. So if you want to check out my newsletter, that's targetedwest.substack.com. And of course, you're probably watching me on your favorite platform, so please like, subscribe, and you can make a comment. I don't respond to all comments, but I do read them for sure. Anyway, it's open mic. Anybody want to talk, come on in. Laura, what's up with you? Happy Mother's Day, Laura.
Happy Mother's Day to you, Chris. Love from Colorado to California. I'm okay. I don't have a lot to say tonight. I mean, my topic was going to be effective communication. How do you effectively talk to your family and friends about targeting or maybe the struggles you're going through without alarming them or alienating them but that's just off the top of my head. It's hard. It's easy for me to talk to targets, to other TIs, right? It's because they know and I don't have to explain everything. Like I don't have to explain, you know what I mean? But like, yeah, to try to appear normal, try to appear.
Well, I got lucky. My dad's side of the family are MK Ultra survivors, so they all understood that we were under some program. So they understood it. My dad also had telepathy. He understood it. My cousin understands it. My grandmother had it. It just goes on and on and on. So, and it was MK Ultra. Now I call it MK Tech because they used drugs before, and now they're using technology mostly now.
Well, they say that, today's technology is indistinguishable from black magic. Like, back in the day, I believe that's what David Copperfield
It is magic. It's magic, that kind of magic, yes.
Yeah, so
or there's two magics. There's the dark, chaotic magic that the illuminates of Theranos spew. So you have that.
Well, you've got to admit that there's a certain energy in the air too. There's, people. Yeah, you got to be very careful. With people nowadays, you don't want to cut anybody off in traffic. You don't want to piss anybody off. You don't want to piss the wrong person off.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because
people are on edge. Yeah, a lot of people are on edge. Everything's unaffordable.
Yeah, a lot has to do with money, and that's with me too. I mean, it's frustrating to not be able to know where you're gonna pay. When you're gonna, how you're gonna pay this, how you're gonna pay that. It is hard. A lot of people are going through that.
I was just going through that myself. I rented that RV space for years and put a deposit on it, and it took them forever to give me my check back. And I am disappointed in myself because it really got to me because I thought they were playing games. I'm still not sure they were or not. But
well, they don't want to give up that money. They want to find any reason. You know what I mean? And I've had landlords do that.
I read the reviews. I read the reviews. They don't like giving money back. Yeah, it was true.
Does. Yeah. So, but there's not a lot you can do if you didn't cause any damage. And I never have. Place always looks better than it did when I leave. So.
Well, when my dad owned his rental properties and I managed them, I made sure people got their deposit back minus whatever they screwed up. So.
Well, yeah, the point is it's hard for us to. Yeah, it's hard for us to stand up for ourselves, and when we feel like we're getting screwed, we do get. My claws showed. The other day when I thought I was getting screwed out of a heater, yes, my claws showed, and I was like, grr. Because I knew I was right, and it's not, and so it's okay to stand up for yourself, but you got to handle it well.
Did you get your money back for your heater?
Yes, I did.
The big one?
Yes, I did. And
good.
And I bought a little space heater, $30. It works great.
That's what we have. We have little space heaters when it gets really cold.
Yeah.
And you got cold Colorado. I only have kind of cold California, where it only gets a little, 40 degrees is cold at night around here.
We just got a 2-foot snow that killed a lot of branches, and the snow was so heavy. But then later on that day, it was sunny. So it's crazy here in Colorado, but it's like
the weather is all over the place. Everybody's weather is crazy. We had crazy weather here. Everybody's experiencing that. And you do know weather modification is happening all over the world. Dane Wigington discusses it on his channel on YouTube, Geoengineering Watch. That's interesting to watch, to see about weather warfare, like For Noble Truth is talking about. And that is exactly what it is. It is used as a method of war. And Johnson, the president, said, "He who controls the weather controls the world." So
well, here's the thing. Here's what it causes. Like just that little storm, right? Causes enough branches to where now I don't get shade. My roommate doesn't get shade in his office. You know what I mean? Little things like that. They'll just nip away at you. You don't think it's a big deal. You lose a couple of branches, but every year. Anyway, yeah, every time I see like a huge branch off of a big oak tree, it's not cool. It's not right. Like it shouldn't be happening. And it's just
that's some heavy snow to have there.
Yeah,
and you had a late snow too, which is unusual.
Yeah, it's very unusual. We've had some wicked weather, but we had more rain.
We had more rain in April than we did in like December through March. It was wild, absolutely crazy weather, and that's all weather modification. And you don't know who's controlling whose weather now because it can all be done through these HARP-type systems, which are well over 100 around the world. You don't know who can control the weather. You have no idea who can.
Well, the electromagnetics alone, okay, DARPA, there was a documentary on, I don't know what channel, I think it was the History Channel, but it was about people walking into the forest, right where where that DARPA's set up, where they have the electromagnetics in Alaska. They have like a field of them, or very large.
They do, yes.
Okay. So people in that town would walk into the forest, and I'm talking a mother of 4 just gets up in the middle of the night and walks into the forest, never to be seen again. And it happened several times. It was a documentary that I saw. And I just thought that is the electromagnetics. What townspeople believed was the electromagnetics affecting some people's brains.
I believe that. I believe that's true.
Where they just walk into the forest and keep walking, who knows what happened to them. Crazy. So, yeah. That's all stuff to worry about, for sure. What I think is happening, though, is people are waking up. People are realizing what's going on. Did you remind everybody about the testimony of Kathy O'Brien and Roseanne Congress, the 13th? This month they're talking about MK Ultra.
That's right, yeah. Luna's office in Congress is discussing it.
So that's a big feat to have her back after they kind of snubbed her, and made it a matter of national security 20 years ago. But I don't know, they released some UFO stuff. They might, you know what I mean? Some of that MK Ultra stuff has been declassified.
It is. It's all basically about what is protected for national security and what is not. And when they're not sure, they just say it anyway, and that way they're covered. Oh,
I think they know. They know exactly. It looks bad for the government, so they don't want to expose that. But, the Epstein files proved her book to be legit.
Epstein was trying to get involved with mind control, yes. He's talking openly about it, and transhumanism.
Yeah.
And he represents the Rothschilds, apparently. So they were all getting invested in ways to be able to mind control and behavior control a crowd of people and individuals, too.
Yeah. So I think Congress is ready to listen. Whether that'll have an effect on us, the laws, or the way, our targeting goes, I doubt it. But, with every new administration, you gotta have fresh hope, I guess.
That's right. Yeah, you gotta have hope. Anyway, it's open mic if anybody wants to include themselves into the conversation. Come on in. That was loud.
So if you're not speaking, please mute your mic.
Yeah, *6 if you're not talking, please.
Well, I know there were some TIs trying to get together a petition to speak in Congress as well. I was wondering how that's going. Does anybody know?
I do not know what's going on with that, no.
Where's Tranquility when you need her, huh? I don't know how to do that. I can't find them.
I got the main culprit. We're good.
It's funny, Laura, because that stuff doesn't even bother me because of the V2K, the noises they make, and all the yapping they do.
And mine
That's
were
what
yapping away.
V2K does, dude.
Yeah, mine
Oh, yeah.
yapping. They were yapping all day over here.
I kind of want to remind everybody, if you do get a little break in your targeting, where you feel better for a day or two, make sure you have a game plan and stick to your game plan. When the targeting is going to come back, maybe you have a job, maybe they give you a break on your days off by chance, But come Sunday night, you lay your head on your pillow, that's when it all starts back up. Just try to have a game plan and don't be taken back by when they do tone it down and then tone it back up. Because I went through that this last few days, kind of mellow compared to the last month, 2 months, and then they just hit me hard because I didn't stick to my game plan. I didn't pick up my Bible. I didn't call somebody and talk. I just went to war, and it's not getting anything accomplished in my life by arguing with a chatterbot all day long and calling them a pedophile or names and playing their games, going down to their level. It just, you won't get anywhere. So I just want to remind everybody, especially if you're new, to get a little break, get your brain back, try to have a game plan, write it down if you have to, of what you need to do to stay head above water. And happy Mother's Day to all the moms.
Happy Mother's Day to you, too. Thank you.
I've been called
Mike, oh, come on in, Charlie.
So I've been called a mother.
I bet you have. Happy Mother's Day to you, Charlie.
Thanks. I finished making my Faraday cage RFID box. Take a metal ammo case, scrape off the metal part, the painted parts that are connected to each other. You line it with cardboard, and you got to take out the seal from the top to the bottom. There's YouTube videos about how to make it. It works very well. You put your phone in it, and no frequency will ever come out of that. So I've had other boxes that I've bought online, they sell RFD boxes, but they don't work that well. So I just thought, let everyone know if they're interested in it. It's a good project to make, and once you put your phone in it, it's pretty secure. No frequency will come out.
I agree. Yeah, she's a great artist, Caller OO. Yeah, I have the picture right there, Caller OO. There's a picture right there that she did. And then there's one over there that she did. Got them all over the place. No, I'm not selling them. Actually, Caller OO, what I do plan on doing is getting them professionally photographed to make gigglies, and then I'll sell the gigglies, which is a lithograph print, on eBay in a roll for $29 all day. I'll make it a business. I have nothing else to do. And my mom was legally blind and still painted pretty well. And I don't know where Tranquility is. My mom was 63 when she passed away. She had cancer, bladder cancer, and left us real quick. Yeah, that was right when I was very young. I was 24, so got really messed up. I started drinking a lot. Drinking and crying and calling my stepmother, who never knew my mother, but I would call and cry about it to her for a while. So she was my psychiatrist. Sucks to be you if you married my dad. So I would cry and all drunk. So she heard enough. She listened. My dad was 94 when he died. He lasted quite a long time. Oh, my caller, in the chat room, you said your parents were murdered by the technology. That's absolutely terrible. Well, I think my mother died from the poisons they put in the water system in Santa Clara Valley when all the chip manufacturers were making crap and dumping their chemicals into the water stream. Anyway, it's open mic. If you'd like to talk, I have V2K. I've had V2K since January 2002, right after October they signed the Patriot Act, and bada bing, bada boom, I'm getting voices out of my ceiling interrogating me, and then, that was 2002, it's 2026, and they're still saying pretty much the same stuff they said back then. Nothing really has changed except the technology is advanced to where they have these very, very intelligent chatterbots that keep you mesmerized if you don't pay attention. But you'll know when it's a live agent when they're talking because they use more words. So that's how you tell. But it's just
when you got
world.
that in 2002, did you see any prior goings on that made you suspicious before that happened?
Well, someone told me in the 70s that this could be done. So when it happened to me, I said, wow, this is technology. Immediately I knew.
Okay, but until you got the technology, and I don't mean anybody telling you anything, did you see or observe any weird stuff going on in your life before that occurred, before the technology?
No, nothing. It was normal.
Okay, thanks.
So last week I was on the radio. I was talking about the vaccine.
Oh, you got on the radio. Good for you.
Again, yeah. I was talking about it on James' call. So it was like Monday last week, and they were talking about the vaccine, and so obviously I had to call and talk about it, and I had some time talking to them back and forth. And so I read section 3024. I didn't want them to believe me, It's all in proof to that, that they could implant us without our knowledge or authorization. So, and then he made a comment about, the last word was securely or safety or something like that. And I said, well, you're really going to trust the government? But, and then the phone went dead. So the criminals cut me off before I could continue on. But at least I read the...
I bet. They didn't like your conversation, did they? They cut you off.
No, they did not like it. And they cut me off. In fact, I wanted to talk to him because the guy's on Sirius Radio, right, the Patriot channel, and he bought a 76 Corvette, and I wanted to talk to him about it because I owned a '77 Corvette when I was in my Ute. What's a Ute? Ute.
And I own the '77 Oldsmobile Cutlass. See how we're different?
Oh, really? Wow. So, but, you know, they cut me off, so I couldn't really talk to them about it, you know. But, you know, I got the word out, you know, I read the section, you know, and then thousands, tens of thousands of people probably listening, you know, so it's good. It's good, you know. You got to get the word out, and I think radio is the best way. And then later that day, this was in the morning, so they were shining lasers into the house here most of the afternoon and evening, and so I just pulled the blinds down. I knew they were fixed. I don't really care, you know. You know, I wish I could do more, but I can't. You know.
Well, you'll keep trying the radio again, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, this is like my third or fourth time I've been on the radio. So, that was good. You gotta keep going. You know, even this guy, he said that he's met Trump. Trump called him into the White House to talk to him a couple times. So I know Trump listens to his show then, you know. So, and other politicians may listen to his show too. He's got like a 3-hour show on the satellite radio on the Patriot Channel. Wilcow is his name. Got his first name. Yeah, I think it's Andy or something like that. So, I was pretty nervous reading because I'm not used to, you know, talking on the radio. So, but, you know, I did it. You know, you gotta come out of your box, your comfort zone sometimes, you know, no matter what. So you gotta, even though you're uncomfortable doing it, you know, we have to do things we're not comfortable doing. That's what I think.
I agree. I do a lot of uncomfortable things, starting this conference call and different things, and now it's comfortable for me because I'm used to it. Let's tune in to our friends over at TI Events and see what's going on. I heard they have this message to tell you about.
Hosting a conference call?
Planning a rally?
Launching a workshop?
Then why isn't it listed on TIEvents.org? TI Events is where the TI community looks.
And if it's a major event?
They'll even build you a complimentary dedicated event page with full details and RSVP capability.
So, more visibility?
Absolutely. More visibility, bigger audiences, and the reach your event deserves. TIEvents.org. List your event today.
Complimentary pages available for select events.
That's TIEvents.org. Check it out. If you're on this recording and you'd like to go to a call and monitor the call, you can go to TI Events and check it out. Now back to Charlie and back to the call. So you're on the radio 3 times. That's cool. I used to be on KKUP, which is a volunteer station, but it still was something.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I mean, like 4 times. I think it's 4 times. Well, the first time I called on this other show, he's a black guy who's bald, and he's on Fox News sometimes filling in on Saturday. And I just went off the first time I went off the deep end and started yelling, and then I kind of, like, after 5 minutes, I caught myself and hung up. You know, once you start going, get going on this thing, kind of lose your control, or your emotion kind of kicks in. You know, it started off being rational, and then I became irrational, and I was kind of embarrassed, and then just hung up. And then the guy goes, "Well, we can't really help Charlie." So, you know, but all my frustrations probably came out, when I was talking on radio. And even though I'm nervous, and, and this time around, he'd had me on hold for like probably 15 minutes. So you sit there and you just keep thinking, you're trying to figure out what you're going to say and how you're going to say it. And you just wait and wait until you get, because you call in and you talk to him and he puts you on hold until the show, goes on and he gets other callers, right? And then it's for, then he calls on you, and then you start talking. So, and then while you're waiting, you kind of just keep thinking what you're going to say and how you're going to say it. You don't want to mess up. And, so, yeah, 4 times.
I understand. Yeah, that's true.
But it's not going to end. I sit there and listen every day. Until I can't keep calling in all the time. So, but I sit there and listen and wait till the subject comes up. And then once you start talking about the vaccine, I go, okay, this is my time. And call in because you got section 302, 3024, and no, he goes, well, he wants to know what was implanted, and I go, so what are we implanted with? And I go, we're nanotech. It came right back at him because I didn't know if he was going to, wants to know, right? And then I said, well, the government spent over $2 billion in 2025 on nanotech. So I had answers, that I wasn't some nut calling in, right? So I was prepared. I was going to tell them we're implanted with some little robots, right? That would have sounded crazy. So I was pretty proud of myself and excited after I got off the phone, even though they, the criminals cut me off, cowards. That's the way it is.
Yeah, so you are on the Patriot channels. That's good. Get the word out, left, right, whatever. Get the word out. Got to do it. I think you might have a better chance with right-wing people in getting this solved than you would with the left. I don't want to be mean, but I kind of see it that way. As left-wing people tend to have closed minds sometimes.
Yeah, but there's not a lot of left-leaning radio talk shows, right? It's mostly right-wing leaning talk shows or on radio. So, but you're right. There, the left-leaning is, pro big government stuff. They don't want to talk about it.
Exactly. Anyway, it's open mic. If you'd like to contribute to the conversation, come on in. And if you're on your favorite platform, thank you for listening. Anybody want to talk? Come on in.
People are pretty quiet on holidays, I've noticed.
Oh, it's very quiet on holidays, yes. Yeah, it's always this way on Mother's Day. So thank you for talking and keeping us going.
Well, there's a certain melancholy in the air because some people didn't see their family, and if they did, maybe it's always jarring. There's always emotions that come up. All kinds of things.
I live in a senior park, and everybody here is female and over 80, and the gates were opening and closing all day, and they had a Mother's Day brunch for everybody yesterday. Isn't that cute?
That is cute. That is cute. Aren't we settling into retired life quite well?
Yes, we are. I'm going to be going over to the senior. We have our own library, DVD checkout. They got every movie, every book. They've got every game you want to play. You can check out a game, any type of board game. They have it all. We have a swimming pool. We have yoga. We have They play dominoes. They play pinochle.
They have bingo.
And then they have bingo. Yes, yeah, bingo, and yeah, it's quite busy
should go
here.
to bingo. Yeah. Feeling lucky.
Go to bingo, but they only give out $25 or cheap. They need to bring it up to 100 or something. That'd be more interesting.
No, it's not about the money.
No, it's about it's not about the money. Oh, now you tell me.
No, it's just about going to spend time with your boo, or just going to have, a little time out of the house, Fun. You remember fun? No?
I remember it vaguely. I haven't had any of that in years. I've been locked in a camper writing books and going to calls and
my niece
watching
said,
kitty cats walk by.
Yeah, my niece told me that I was no fun. And I was like, well, I don't even remember fun. I go, I don't like fun.
I was very fun before when I was younger, yes. Very much fun. A lot more fun than I am now.
Yeah. Mhm.
Maybe that'll change,
I have a feeling bingo could change all that for you. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna play I'd rather play dominoes. I think that would be easier on me.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Well, cool. I want to hear what people did today. Did they, find joy at all?
We got Granny couldn't get dressed. She wasn't feeling well, so we went and got her In-N-Out Burger. We were going to take her there. So we got her In-N-Out Burger and got 3 burgers, an animal fry, and a regular fry.
Yeah. It's a beautiful thing. But you do got to try that Chipotle.
We didn't go to Chipotle. We chickened out.
So come on in, guys. Somebody tell us, what did you do today? Were you able to get through it? Holidays are always challenging.
My little kitty cat.
No, I don't see him.
You weren't watching quick. It went right by you.
Darn it. Oh.
They have a gigantic fireplace at the senior center.
See, and I bet they do hot cocoa, when it gets cold. Ooh, Burr, for you, that would be like when it gets rainy.
Yeah. I wonder if they light the fireplace anymore. It's a big fireplace. It's probably 10 times the size of a regular house fireplace.
That sounds lovely. I like that ambiance. I like that kind of surrounding.
They got leather chairs and books,
like a big block.
Mustard-colored chairs that are squishy, and you lay in them and you don't want to get up.
Ooh. Yeah. That sounds neat.
Look like buttercup. I don't know what the color is, but they're really nice furniture for a senior center. So that's where I'm at my age. V2K, the dreams. I have synthetic dreams every night. I don't know if you get them out in that audience, but I do. Do you get the dreams too, Laura? They do that to you too?
You know that I do. You know that I do. For years, I've gotten that dream where people are standing in line waiting to kick me in the head. I mean, even they have their kids.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember that.
But then I have different dreams, like trying to get me back into drugs, right? That same dream that you have, like when you're, using and you haven't in 20 years, but or you're trying to go use or you're trying to go score. I have that same dream, and then and they really play that one.
I have that one too. Yeah, I have that one with the meth that I got a relapse with 28 years ago. So yeah, they got me in the dreams with that, trying to get me to relapse is what they're trying to do.
Yeah, and a lot of times it's framed around sex. We'll see.
That too. Yeah, there's a city I go to, and they have a sex club, and I go there, and it's really weird. And there's women involved. They try to torture me with women instead of men. See? So if I were a straight guy, they would go and bring gay men into it. But in my case, they bring women into it. And it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me one bit. So they're really failing.
Well, lately it's bothered me. It does become a bother. You know what I mean? When you're trying to, yeah. You've got to really split yourself, which is not good. You know, it's something you've got to watch. But, you know, if you're being, say, messed with and you're trying to spend time with family, you really do have to split yourself so you can get through it.
Yeah, the mornings after a night of the dreams, the mornings are terrible. And I don't know, I was being bit. Someone was biting me this morning when I was trying to sleep. In the dream, people bite me a lot and beat me up and all sorts of weird crap. Thank you, Alan. I appreciate that.
I always lose limbs or teeth or fingers, you know what I mean? Yeah, a lot.
They have a obsession with a Rolex watch, and they have me with a Rolex that always falls apart. The thing, the little pin that holds the wrist part to the main body falls off. The whole watch falls apart.
So they're just trying to stress you out. Now I have something like this, but it's similar.
I don't have a Rolex. Why would I have a Rolex? That's just so weird.
Because that kind of a situation is really stressful because you're dealing with a little thing and you just want it to get, you know what I mean?
And my watch is falling apart in pieces. That can be, it's weird. Why would they do that?
Because they're trying to stress you out. Here's the thing they do with me. I'm in a new apartment and I'm trying to get these blinds together. And you know how you tie the blinds? You got to cut the little string and then tie the little string at the end of the blinds when you tie, you know. That is one of the most frustrating things I've ever done in my life. And I dread doing it. Because it's just a little bit of string left. I don't know if you've ever done this, but when you put new blinds on and cut your blind, it's just a frustrating. It's just a tedious little thing that I hate to do. And they do that to me. I'm in a new apartment and I'm having to do these blinds. So that's weird about the Rolex watch. And because they're just trying to stress you out. And
when I was younger and I worked at a bank and got laid off, they put this thought in my head to make me go buy a Rolex. And back in the 80s, I had one. And here I am poor with no money with a Rolex. It was quite hilarious. I had to trade it for a transmission job. But yeah, they literally manipulated me into buying a Rolex. And now they play the Rolex dreams all the time. So I guess Rolex is the Illuminati's main watch of choice. Is that what this is? What do you think? Open mic.
I'd say all name brands, Fender, Cadillac, all of that. It's all the same.
Someone in the chat room says, DJ Chris, I cannot talk in here. The house is full. So I will talk in chat. Your dreams are different levels, meaning some are more clear and closer. No, mine are all in the first dimension, like a video game. And they're defective dreams. They're not consistent. If it were a movie in Hollywood, you would want your money back. Trust me, it's third-rate B-level movies at the best, all rendered terribly together. Oh, you read oh yeah, that's right. The trilogy book is great. Yes, the dream part became very popular in that trilogy. Yeah, thank you, Restricted. Yeah, my dreams are completely synthetic too. They're not my own. And one of the things the dreams I experience do is have me stopping cars with my feet. I mean, someone could try to run me over with their car and I can literally stop the car with my feet. That's what the dream is about. I have superpowers, like I'm a super soldier, maybe. Is that what they're trying to do, is dream me into being a super soldier, and then I'll go stand out in front of a car and get run over trying to stop it. So I mean, what's their goal? I don't understand it. I don't understand what these dreams are about. I don't know what the bottom line goal is. What is it? Oh, I should answer that. What am I thinking? One of the goals is to insert false memories of your past so they get you confused, and all of a sudden you'll think your parents molested you because they did videos of it in your dreams. So they can literally create false memories. They can also take your memories and erase them too. Yeah, it is all, Alan, it is all behavior modification. That's exactly what this is. It's a control grid. It's all over the world, being done in every country to keep the citizens at bay. Well, it's time for the book club. So hang in there while I get ready to talk about that. And it is a fine event. And we are going to get ready right now. Here we go.
It's time for the TI Book Club, where every book opens a door to new worlds and shared journeys. Here, we uncover hidden gems, specially selected for TIs, and always within your reach. Be part of a community that reads together, grows together, and sees the world through the same lens. Don't just listen to stories, live them with us. Join now at bookclubs.com/TI-bookclub/join, and let's turn the pages of adventure together.
That's right, the TI Book Club. This is our 10th year. 2026 marks 10 years of having interactions over email and then turning it into a platform. A few years later, we're at 229 members, and we have a new book every week. I just bought 2 new books for the book club. They're in the current reading section. If you log in, we have new books in the What We Want to Read section. And we have a couple of new PDFs for you to read. We have Stefan, who does a TI1 voice, has his PDF there for you to review. The book we're reading now is called Targeted Individuals Project Paperclip and the Alien Agenda, My Experience and Observations by TI Paladin. I picked that up on Amazon as a Kindle, and that was referred to me by Gary in the chat room that goes on the call sometimes. He referred me to that book, so that's our current read right now. And we've pretty much read a different book, or sometimes we read books that span over a couple to 3 weeks, depending on how big the book is. And we have every TI book that you could imagine. If you can imagine it, it's there. I've done a very good job of keeping track of conversations in chat rooms and calls and on the internet and videos on YouTube and articles I read where there's mentions of a book that I think would be of interest to the book club, so I always include it in there. Plus, if you have a suggestion for a book and you'd like me to add it, go ahead and send me an email to djchris@targetedwest.com. Thank you. End of the book club. We are now going to go back to our open mic. So if you'd like to talk, come on in. We did have a guest today, but they were unable to make it, so we have open mic. Unfortunately, nobody's talking much. They're all tired from their Mother's Day events, I guess. Who knows? It's all good. And we are literally here in beautiful Lodi with the weather getting hotter and hotter, and we're still hanging in there. So wish us luck. You can hear the air conditioning running in the background. It's now 6:49. We have 11 more minutes of the recording.
You are correct. I got the air conditioner on. I'll turn it off. Hold on. Yeah, I worked on the Tesla coil today. I built a spark gap, and the bad news is it did not block the V2K because I was running it, and they V2K'd me and called me Sparky as it was running. So, but it seems like it helps some other stuff, so it is complete. At least I got that done.
Well, that's good, John. Glad to hear it. I'm glad you got something done today. That's good, 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 good. John has a shielding call every Friday. Check it out at tievents.org. Go there and check the shielding call out. It's every Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific. Definitely learn something if you go there for sure. And John doesn't just read and observe. He experiments and builds things. He literally has the equipment to do things with.
But apparently not the money to pay for my phone because at Friday night got whacked out, man. I mean, I got up, picked up the phone, and had no service, dude. And I didn't get any warning. That's what upset me because I usually get a warning like 3 days, but not this time. So I ain't gonna have a phone till Thursday. But it is what it is.
Yeah, you'll be back on the air just in time for Friday, right?
Yep.
That'll work. And if you wonder why I'm so quiet on your call, it's because I don't have my microphone hooked up in the speakers. I'm on the computer speaker that I use, and I can't talk when it's plugged in because it turns off the mic. So unfortunately, I don't talk much, but I am there making sure everything's good for you. So check John's call out.
I was sure that this would confuse the V2K or disrupt the V2K or reroute the V2K, but it does not. They called me Sparky when I was running. I started laughing. So this is similar to the Silent Night, and the Silent Night does not block voice to skull either. So, but it does other good things with other things. So I'm just going to keep it here and keep experimenting. Let's just put it that way. I got the spectrum analyzer next to it. It is an RF jammer of sorts. It is enough to jam RF in your very local area, very near the spark gap. So there is that. But unfortunately, it does not block the voice to skull. I'm sad to report that.
The only thing that gets rid of my V2K is if I concentrate on TV or music and it puts it out. I'm lucky because not everybody has that ability to have music tune out.
Well, that's probably why they disrupt the TV when Bonnie's watching it. They disrupt the DVD player when she's got the DVD running. They mess with her phone. She can't listen to like her prayer call, and she tries to watch the regular TV, and they're constantly disrupting the HD TV signal, and it's constantly disrupting the TV. Like, so they're not letting her have that. God, what's the word I want to say for it? The disruptive audio and videos, the disruptive audio and video signal to interfere with their voice to skull that they do to her. I'll let her tell you about it. Go ahead. You want to tell her about it? You don't feel like talking right now.
I don't blame her. No worries. We understand. Yeah, it's very hard to get rid of V2K. I don't care what anybody says. Everybody makes devices for things, but they always skirt around the V2K fact every time. You're dealing with technology that's quantum entanglement. You're dealing with physics that's so high level that nothing can break it. It is longitudinal and can go through the earth and come out the other end with no degradation. So that's a scalar, and that's a Tesla wave that you're talking about that everybody poo-poos when I talk about it. I had one guy argue with me, there's no such thing as scalar. Well, you can do scalar with a lot of things. It's not a specific technology, it's a method. So here we go. Always arguing, no solutions. Anyway, it's open mic. Come on in. We've got 5 more minutes of the recording. Thank you for watching me on your favorite platform or listening to me on Spotify. Thank you.
Hey, Chris. How are you? Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day to you, too. Hi, Jen. How are you?
Oh, I'm getting over a bad torture script, and it seems my body is just being destroyed because of dues. And what I'm experiencing isn't coming from a satellite from the Air Force Base in Colorado. My observation is that it's somebody tapping into the electrical grid. And a young man, a high-tech guy, suggested that would be a possibility. And my body is
I agree. Yes, it is possible to manipulate the electrical grid to send frequencies over it. That's Frank Allen talks about that. Yeah, go ahead.
Has he? I haven't spoken to Frank in ages. I'll have to call. I'll have to email him. Anyway, my skeleton has been so fried from dues that I woke up with a fractured hip. And it's really been a challenge. And I told myself, well, I'd like to buy a little bit of land, and other times I think, do you think there are any streamliners left? I've got a Honda CR-V. It is all-wheel drive, and I'm not sure if my car is strong enough to pull. I guess I need to do.
Talking about an Airstream trailer?
I'm talking about something that's metal, but yeah, it's a trailer, and it's.
I bought an Airstream Bambi 22-foot just to see if the voices went away, and it didn't make a difference. Well, you need an SUV with a V6 that's strong enough to pull a trailer. So you'd have to get a very, very small trailer.
Yeah, I just got a Honda CRX. I don't think a Honda is strong enough to pull anything. I thought about turning my vehicle into a mini camper, and my body just can't take this anymore, and they're making me a cripple. And
well, I have bad news for you. If you go into your vehicle, they're still going to get you there. There's no relief from a vehicle.
Well, other times I tell myself I'm going to get a prefabricated tiny house. I don't know how thick that steel is, but maybe I could line it with aluminum. And that's a thought. But it seems impossible to buy a really, really tiny piece of land. And because you can move a prefabricated tiny house. Anyway, I go through periods of desperateness. My body cannot do this anymore. I'm a beanpole limping around, and I don't know. I think about calling Andrea on Pastor Jones' call because she has a lot of knowledge, and I need help, and I've got no place to go, and it's so bad. I want to just get on a plane somewhere, and so I'm looking at physical therapy to get my hairline fractured hip okay, and the dues are so bad that they're aiming for where my surgery was and going down my leg, and it's just absolutely barbaric. And I just think I have to split. And
I don't blame you. That's probably a lot of people like doing that, but it usually doesn't solve the problem. I went in my RV to 34 RV parks and never got relief, but that's a whole nother story. Anyway, I'm going to end the recording now. Thank you for your testimony. You can keep talking, and I'm just going to turn the recording off. Thank you for listening or watch on your favorite platform. Please like, subscribe, and make a comment, and I appreciate it. See you next week.